like to do? You decide. Come and sit down then. Have a seat. Sit your bottom down. That's it. Swing those legs round so I don't get your toes. There. All comfortable. Okay? Yeah? So let's have a look what we might look at today. So we can do something about our planet. We can do something about geography. Do something else about space if you like. Or you can choose. We'll do your choice. So something about Earth and our planet, something about geography, something about space, or something else. What do you think? So here's the choices, look. Our planet, we'll touch them together. Our planet, geography, space, or something else. Which one? So look at them up here. Let's do some other choices. Let's do how we did it last time. Let's do 2 at a time. So, something about our planet Earth. Something about geography. About a place. We'll do these 2 first and then the other 2. So something about Earth, something about geography. Which one out of those 2? Show me. Geography? Yeah? Okay. Then we could do something about space, or you could choose something else, and then so now we've got something about space or your choice. Which one? Your choice. Okay, so now we've got you choose or geography. Which one? You choose or geography? Oh, you choose. Oh, I've got all these things to do. And you want to pick something else, but that's fine. We don't mind. Let's go with the flow. Okay, so tell me more. What would you like to do? Have you got any ideas? Any ideas? N? Oh, no. Okay. Let's have a think then. So in a session earlier, we started looking at different trees and things, didn't we? And we did a session on the oak tree, and talked about, I'm not sure whether it was the olive tree. We definitely did talk about something. Every tree tells a story, we did, didn't we? So the question would be, that we could think about today, is what happens if you cut down all the city's trees? What would happen? Oh my goodness. Let's just write that question down. What happens if you cut down all the city's trees? Now let's do a warm up. Let's just do cut and trees just to see how your fingers are working. So let's do cut, see, and go on straight there for the U. You can do it. U and go on, one over. T, cut. Oh, I didn't put that on, did I? I don't think. Maybe I did. Right there, right there, right there. Oh, I did. And tree. Let's do tree. Which hand? That hand? Go on then. T and R and E and E. Oh, lovely. That was really nice. Okay, so what would happen if you cut down all the city's trees? Well, here's a little story. This is a tale of two ancient cities and the trees that determined their destinies. Oh, so we're talking about what types of cities? A and N and C and I and E and go on, you're there. N and C. Yes, two ancient cities. And the trees that determined their destinies. Now in 3000 BC, Uruk was more densely populated than modern day New York City. This crowded capital had to continually expand their irrigation system to feed its growing population. So the city that we're talking about is Uruk, U-R-U-K. And it was more densely populated than which modern city? Which modern city? N and, yeah, that's it, go straight there. E and, keep going, after your E, E and, W and, Y, go on, you go further down. O, good, and, U, Y and O and, finish it off. Do your O again. Straight there for the next letter. R and finish. Yeah. So it was obviously a big city. Oh, just while we're thinking about it, let's think of imagining an ancient city. So what would spring to mind if you were picturing in your mind an ancient city? What would spring to mind if you were picturing in your mind an ancient city? O and L and D, old, B Do you want the O? Or try and isolate that finger or use the pencil. So old, and then you did B. Did you want the B? B and where? BT. I'm not sure there. B and let's write down that old. Old. B and T. Let's try this one. Old. Do you want the B or something else? A. Also, you're hovering a bit there. Try and go straight for the letter that you want, okay? Really focus. B and U and I, good, and L and D and yeah, touch if you want it. I and N and keep it going. Old building, G and you're there, yeah, touch it. S. Old buildings, yeah. Ancient city would be called an old buildings. And what about a modern city now, like New York? What would spring to mind if you were thinking about a modern day city like New York? Sit back down, tell me more. If you were thinking of a modern day city, what picture would spring to mind? B and U and B, U, S and T and after the T. Bus. Do the T again. T. You're doing so well. And L and I and after the I. N and G. Bustling. Yeah. S. Keep it going, doing so well. S and T and keep going. R and E and E and T and bustling streets. Oh yeah, all busy, loads of traffic, loads of people. Probably totally different because there'd be all cars and buses and everything driving down. And in an ancient city, well, you just probably have people walking or maybe riding on a horse and carriage, wouldn't you? So they're two, yeah, good images to create. Now we said that this crowded capital had to keep it expanding their irrigation system to feed the growing population. Now in 2,500 years later, in Sri Lanka, in the city of Anuradhapura, they had a similar problem. They were also growing constantly, like Uruk, and their city relied heavily on an elaborate irrigation system. Also, one of the things that kept changing and updating in these growing cities was what type of system? just for practice.
Mm.
Go. Push. I and R and R and I and you're there. G and A and T and I and go on. O and go on, you're there. Touch it. Straight there. Do the O again. O and straight there. N, yeah. So they were constantly updating their irrigation systems. Now, as Uruk grew, the farmers began chopping down the trees to make space for more crops. And in Anuradhapura, however, these trees were sacred. So in Uruk, they began cutting down the trees, but in Anuradhapura, these trees were S and A and C and R and E and D. Yeah, these trees were sacred. Their city housed an offshoot of the Bodhi tree. That's B-O-D-H-I, Bodhi tree. And this was said to be a tree under which Buddha himself was said to have attained enlightenment. So just for practice, we'll just work on another skill. Let's do Bodhi. Just get some tape. Oh look, these letters are all together in a nice little square there. So we've got which hand? B and O, or one up. D, touch the D, try not to touch your face in between, one over. I think you've stuck on that one, haven't you? D, take your hand away. And, oh that's heavy, that arm. H, one over again. Oh now look, impulsive. So we're going to go straight there, let's try again. You're doing so well, I'll help you. So you did B and O and D, and now touch the H, H, and I to finish, I. That's it, very nice. The Bodhi tree, which was said to be the tree in which Buddha attained enlightenment. So this religious reverence slowed down the farmers' axes and even led the city to plant additional trees in urban parks. Now can you think of anything sacred, if we take the word sacred? What might that mean? Something was sacred to you. What might that mean? Or NY? A and P and O and S and S, E and after the E, P O S S E, after the E, try and keep it going, E and S and I and where are we going? Go down if you want to. I and where? Keep it going. After your I. O and our possession. T and where? T and H and A and where? Swiping straight there, so do A and T, our possession, that something is sacred, a possession that, oh, down the wrong way, that what? N and E and A, oh yeah, you're there, A and N and S, that means, well, A and a possession, that means a possession, that means a. Okay. Here. Which hand? A possession, that means a. Oh, if you want to point, let's go on the board. A, G and R and E and A and T. Lovely. A great. D and E and keep it going. A and or where? R or L? D and E and A and L. A great deal. Possession. Oh, what's that? Look. There, I do not bite my hand. Just try and remember to read that if you get the impulse. Means a great deal. A possession, that means a great deal. Here. T and O, 2, S and O and N and do your M again. Do your M again. After your M, S and O and M. Try and keep going. E, some. Try and finish it off. Before you move, try and finish it off. To some. Where? T, O, N, and go on. After the N, finish it, finish that word. I think that T was impulsive, so O, and do it again. O, and N, and yeah, you were up there, I think. Touch the E if you wanted it. Was it someone? Touch the E if you wanted it. Someone. A great deal to someone. Yeah, I mean, there were sacred things found in shrines, weren't there, in Egypt, where people were buried. They were buried with their prized possessions, all the things that meant a lot to them. So that's a good descriptive word, that is. So let's have a look. Now, Uruk was expanding greatly, and the idea of chopping down the trees was working well at first. But then problems came. Without the trees, they couldn't filter their water supply, and the irrigation system became contaminated. Evaporating water left mineral deposits, which rendered the soil too salty for the surrounding forest. And so more and more of the trees just died. So the trees, they were helping to do what to the water? The trees were helping to do what to the water? F and I and L and T and E and finish it after you read. Oh yeah, they were helping to filter the water. It said, however, Anuradhapura's irrigation system was designed to work with the surrounding forest, and their city eventually grew to more than twice Uruk's population. And today in Anuradhapura there is they still care for trees that were planted over 2,000 years ago. So, how many years ago? How many years ago? How many thousand? 9,000 or 2,000? 2,000, yeah. Now earlier we were talking about, weren't we, how these trees determine their destinies. So let's take that word, destiny. D-E-S-T-I-N-Y. Let's have a go at handwriting that word. Destiny. Just draw some lines on here. Let's have a go at handwriting that word. Which on this one? So we're doing D, round, up, down. Hold your pencil nice and tight. Grip it nice and tight. Round. And a line down. D, E, so across and round. You can do it. That's good. Keep looking at the paper. D and E. Go on. So in between the lines. Cross and round. Oh, that's a big one. D, E, try and keep it in the lines. Up, 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 up. S. Feel the S, look. Feel it in the line. Round and round. You do it. Round and round. Go on. That's it. S, then T. And a line across for the T. So you need to go up again. Lift that arm up. Can't go. Yeah, line across. T, then I, down and a dot. You can do it. And then N, down, up, over, down, up, over. That's it. Lovely. That's within it. And then a Y to finish off. Ooh, yeah. Destiny. Now I've got some quotes that I thought we could look at of destiny, about destiny. It says, what's meant to be, or what's written in the stars, it's your inescapable fate, and it's going to happen no matter what you do. So it could be written in the S and T and go on all the way up. Oh, one overlook. A and R and S. Yeah, people say it could be written in the stars. Let's just draw a nice star together. We'll choose a lovely yellow pencil, I think. These are nice to draw with, aren't they? Okay, so here, which hand? This one or that one? Yeah. So we're going down. So we're going from that dot to that dot, down. Whoop! Let's try it with this. From this dot to this dot down here. Feel it with me? What, you need a wee? Let's just draw this then, and then you can go and have a wee. We'll just do this star. So feel it with me. We're going from this dot to this dot, this dot to this dot. You do it. This dot. Whoop! Squiggle. Then we're going from this dot to this dot here. Oh, I've took the paper with me and the pencil, never mind. Now we're going across. This dot to this dot, you do it a nice straight line. There, that's it. Up to there, let's try this one. One pencil, I'm getting confused because I've got two pencils. Go on. So up there. Ooh. Let's do it together, look. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There, that's a nice star, isn't it? Very nice. Yeah, you go and have a wee if you want. Straight there and straight back. Okay? And then we'll have a look at these quotes about destiny. Yeah? Quotes about destiny.